Hey there everybody, this is Sam with Reclaimers, and I'm going to be showing you today a playthrough of the guitar parts of Misnomer. This is played on a 6-string guitar in drop B flat tuning. It's super riffy and a lot of fun, and I'll show you a few little details at the end. Alright, let's get to it.
Don't buy it. Same old misnomer, but they don't try anymore to perpetrate this destiny. Their time is not the end of me. I am not the name they call me long before. I'm not granted by my enemy. Just try it, live life for certain, 'cause I don't die anymore. Living in eternity, yeah. To let the purpose burn in me. I am not the name they called me long before. I'm not branded by my enemy.
Okay, I may have slightly messed up the solo at the end, so let me actually start with that and play that for you really slowly. That last run at the end is a modified Mixolydian scale, but it changes a little bit part way up. So that looks like this, and I'm going to show you the picking scheme for it as well. Alright, so what I do is I start that as a down pick, and I pick that conservatively. Some people might pick that purely alternating. I don't. In fact, Pete, the other guitarist in Reclaimers, he would probably even play the solo completely different. He showed me a way to play it once that actually had him moving up the neck a little bit more, whereas I stay in one position. But at any rate, I go down, up, down, down. Down, up, down, down. To change between those strings. So you can see my hand here. And after that point, every time I change strings, I'm picking inside between the two strings. So down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Now I'm inside the strings. Inside the strings again. And you have to hit that at the end. That last little slide there. Okay, one of the other really cool parts about this song is that sweet shuffle section, but it's just the same riff from before played in a different feel. This. Sorry. And this part's really cool too. It's this chord, right? Kind of like the Neapolitan scale degree. Don't let that freak you out. It's on your 5th string, and it is on the 6th fret, and it's built up a major 3rd, and then another 5th above that. But instead of playing it as a chord, you just play up at one note at a time. So you slide up to it. Well, when you're shuffling, same thing. Actually, let's clean up my tone a little bit so you can really hear the articulation. That's a really interesting chord. You basically are barring down everything, aside from this guy right here. And you're playing all of your strings except for the first, because that doesn't really fit into that chord. Yeah, that doesn't fit up there. Actually, on the first one, you don't play the first or second strings. So it's the 3rd string onward for the first, then the 2nd string onward for the second one. Finally, after you come out of the breakdown, you play this recap of the chorus again, but the feel is really tight, and the chord voicings, instead of just being, barred down power chords in the bottom, which are always fun to play, but this has a little bit more quality to the chords and is taken up an octave. So you have a B flat major, right? And this is in drop B flat. So if you were thinking about this, if the guitar was in drop D or in standard tuning, then this would be a D major. But I tend to think of it in the key I'm actually in. So B flat major up to a D flat with a 9th added. And there's just 3 strings involved in this. It's kind of like a regular power chord, but you're popping the other one up a whole step. And then you add that bottom 6th string. So altogether it's... And the way I'm playing this, this D flat major here, is my 2nd string is being played, and that is the note that gives it the quality. It's the major 3rd. My 3rd string is actually being muted by the underside of my 1st finger here on my left hand. Nothing's coming through, and then it's just a regular power chord in the bottom of it. And then we drop this down to there, 1 string, same fret, and we add this root note, which makes this now a G flat chord. So all together we get... Yeah, so it's nice and tight. And then this chord is really cool. So this is if you were thinking about this in D, which this song is not, but just relating it to a more common guitar tuning, this would be an E flat major 7 chord. Technically, this is a B major 7 chord because of the tuning that we're in, but it just looks like this. It's like a basic little power chord in the bottom, the root and the fifth, and then instead of going up the octave, you just drop this note down 1 fret so that you get a major 7th. And it sounds really cool and mysterious, so you get, this. Yeah. And then we drop into this next part, which again, we're still doing the chorus, but we're just making it more interesting. And this has got that really heavy palm muted thing. Let me come up here so you can see it. Back to that. Down to the outro. All right. So if you have any questions, as always, feel free to message me, and I can help you straighten out if there's anything that you haven't quite figured out. But hopefully you got something out of that video. And if you haven't already, add that song to your Spotify or Apple Music playlist or Deezer or Amazon MP3 or iTunes or whatever you use. I and the rest of the team certainly appreciate it. Love you guys. Onward and upward.